All right, welcome back, everyone, to Match Play. Right now, it's time to get started with the regional topics, and we're going to start off.
It got me.
It did.
I was waiting for more commercials. I was waiting to hear my voice on the commercials.
Well, the
it didn't
lights got
happen.
me too. It's pretty bright. But
Sorry, I cut you off there.
it's
buddy.
fine. I appreciate it.
I like this.
I'm not going to deduct points or anything like that. Shirt's small, I know. Listen, Pitt basketball just rolled over WVU. Not just rolled over, but the other day they did. 71-58 against West Virginia. A big victory for them. So, Allison, I'm going to start with you. Right now, they are really climbing. They got a big victory against Villanova a couple of weeks ago. Besides the loss to St. John's, I think this is by far one of the hotter teams in NCAA. Would you agree with that? And really, what did they get from the victory against WVU?
I think Pitt is one of the hottest teams in the NCAA right now, and that shows in the national rankings. They beat WVU last night 71-58 in the 5th largest crowd for a Pitt game, so that was big for them. They had a big home court advantage as well. Right now, they are one of the hottest teams, and I think a big reason for that is their tough schedule against Big East opponents. The Big East is one of the best teams, one of the best conferences in all of NCAA, and that is going to be huge for them come tournament time.
Do you think, right now, it seems like they really are rolling over some of these teams in the upper echelon, but Villanova's fallen off. They're predicting that Big East could get close to maybe 10 bids.
Yeah, I've been hearing 10, maybe as many as 11 out of 16 teams making it from the Big East. You talk about Villanova, Syracuse, and UConn. You never know what they're going to do on any given night. Right now, I think Pitt is the best team in the Big East. I think right now I'd pencil them in as one of your 4 #1 seeds, depending on what happens at the Garden in the Big East tournament, because the way Kansas has played the past couple weeks, I think they're going to be the odd man out when it comes to the top 4 seeds in the NCAA tournament. But they're playing strong. Ashton Gibbs is back for the Pitt Panthers. He's going to be a big contributor. Brad Wanamaker doing good things for the Panthers as well. It's going to be interesting coming down the home stretch, but I think the Panthers do have what it takes to maybe get over the hump and get into that Final Four.
You know what? And I was thinking, and you may be correct there and stating Pitt maybe. I was thinking of the other teams, and you're right. So we'll see. Congratulations to them. All right. Go to some NHL talk. Penguins talk. Pens, as you Yinzers like to say. Trade deadline is coming on Monday. I'm guessing around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, something like that.
3.
Whatever. 3 o'clock. I was off. No, it doesn't matter. Listen, we know Crosby is out. We know Malcolm's out for the season. First of all, do you feel that there's a sense of urgency, and have they made any big deals to really talk about?
Yeah, they have. The first one would be with Dallas. They traded Alex Goligoski for Neal and Niskanen. But I know the one that Andy wants to talk about, and the one I'm the most excited about because he is one of my favorite players whenever he's here. He was one of my first favorite players, Alexei Kovalev. I think it's a great pickup. It's a conditional pick. It's only 7th round. If he pans out, awesome. If he doesn't, okay, fine. He's gone at the end of the season. It doesn't matter.
The only reason I see them making the Kovalev move is because he can kind of get it done in the playoffs. He had 14 points in the whatever the heck the last time he made the playoffs with the Canadians. But he's got 27 points this year.
He was in the doghouse in Ottawa.
Well, he deserves to be in the doghouse because he's a moron, and I'm not a fan of his. I wasn't a fan of his 10 years ago. I'm not a fan of his now. And with Crosby being out, them bringing in Kovalev gives me someone new to hate, and it gives me a renewed interest in hating the Penguins. So thank you, Pittsburgh, for making that happen. On the other side, the Neal deal, a good young player. Combine him with Niskanen for Alex Goligoski. I think that's a very good trade. It'll suit both sides well as Goligoski, let's be honest. Everyone knew he was going to be the odd man out in Pittsburgh. Yep. Right now, if Crosby comes back, you can put Neal and Kovalev on the line with him.
I like that line.
It's not looking bad. I mean, by any means, it's not looking bad. So, but I don't think they're done yet either.
No.
Nah. Well, like I said, we still have several days. Do you think this helps them? Right now they're in the 6, 7, 5, 6, 7 area. Okay. So does this help them anywhere to go up?
Yeah, I think this does. But in all honesty, if Crosby doesn't come back, I don't think they go past the first round of the playoffs. Okay. They need him healthy. Otherwise, they won't go very far at all.
Okay. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting. Continue to check here. We'll update you on those type of things. All right. Some Steelers talk. Maurkice Pouncey, your all-pro rookie center, will need no surgery on the ankle injury that he sustained in an AFC Championship game against the Jets. He missed the Super Bowl. Of course, there was a lot of hoopla about that. But now they're saying he won't need surgery. So, first of all, Maurkice Pouncey being such an important part of this team, It's big news, but do you expect him to be back if there is or any camps or, if they're having training camp this season?
That's a good question. I would expect him to be back if they do have camps, but collective bargaining agreement goes out March 3rd. After that, all bets are off. Right now, no surgery for him. I don't really think it matters whether he had surgery or not. If he thinks he can rehab it without the surgery, more power to him. As long as he can get back on the field and get back to 100% the way he was before the injury, it doesn't really matter in the long run because we are so early into this offseason.
Yeah, and one of my questions is because I'm not 100% about this, but the CBA after March 4th won't allow teams to do organized teams, and therefore that means there was no team rehab or training sessions. So, as an athlete, how much do you think that would hurt him?
I think it would affect him a little bit. I don't think it would affect him very much because the trainers can probably still be prepared for that and kind of be like, hey, if this does go out, these are the steps you're going to need to take the next several weeks. Plus, they can always go get individual trainers for themselves. But Pittsburgh fans know from a couple years ago for the Penguins first Stanley Cup run, high ankle sprains can be tricky. They don't necessarily heal right away. And Andy's sighing. But it's true. They don't necessarily heal right away. He does have the entire offseason to heal, which is good. But he should come back 100%, but he might still have some issues with that ankle come the start of next season.
I think he'll be fine. Yeah. If and when next season happens, I think he'll be ready to go. And, center's position, the Steelers, let's be honest, they've needed that ever since their Monty Dawson left town, retired, moved on with his life. I think they finally got a franchise center in Maurkice Pouncey.
Most definitely. So, we'll see. All right, Pirates talk now. Why? I don't know. But they won an exhibition game at spring training. Whoop-de-doo. The good news, as Alex put it a couple of weeks ago in Match Play, he said, hey, one of their pitchers, we was talking about St. Louis Cardinals, could get hurt, and Adam Wainwright got hurt. So, with Tommy John surgery, so he'll be out for a very long time. Does this win give you any sort of false hope that maybe the Pirates could,
I'll fill you in on a little side story. They beat Manatee Community College,
right,
21-1.
That's a heavy.
I mean, I know it's a big time opponent for the Pirates to start things off. You've got to feel excited about beating a community college by a score of 21-1. Obviously, losing Wainwright is big for the Cardinals. However, let's be honest, that's a man Pittsburgh will see at most once every series, and I don't think even with him being lost, Pirates are going to break 500. I think 2012 is going to be the year, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I disagree with you, Kunk. I'm saying probably a 70-win team at best this year. You give Tabata, you give Alvarez, you give McCutcheon another year at the major league level.
Okay. What do you want to add anything, Allison, to this?
I don't think they're going to go 500 this year. I agree with Andy on that. I don't know. I just don't see it happening. They're too young of a team right now. They need that year of experience at least. Hopefully, they can get a 500 season sooner rather than later because, I don't know, it's kind of boring just watching them towards the end of the season just slowly drift off and not have that playoff excitement because I think Pittsburgh, if they did make the playoffs, would have an amazing atmosphere.
Absolutely. So we'll see. Obviously, there's nothing to get excited about right now. It's still February. It's not even March yet, so it's not warm enough or there's not enough baseball really going on to be excited about the Pirates. All right? So that's it for the regional topics. Now it's time to move on to the national topics. And we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. So we hope you stay tuned right here on CUTV Match Play.
So, April,